I've not delved into that yet. But okay, so quick recap. I just had to stop and restart the recording because audio was not recording. The group looted the bodies. They found 2 potions of animal friendship. Some handful of copper, a bone whistle, little bit of chitter chatter about getting back to Bryn Shander to bring this 900-pound sled with all the ingots. They briefly had a conversation about possibly taking it and selling it themselves, but did some quick math and figured that it would be less beneficiary to them money-wise and also the moral aspect of it as well. They arrived to Bryn Shander, spoke to local, figured out where the Black Iron Blades is located and with the name of the battlesmiths, and made their way there, where they were greeted by a dwarf who said was clearly cold, but said, yeah, please bring it around back, and quickly ran in. And they are now discussing about Alien going inside to make sure that, you guys don't get jumped? Is that what you're saying?
Not just that we don't get jumped, but also that this isn't just like blacksmith, totally unrelated to the dwarves who consigned us to go and get these ingots in the first place.
They did say to bring it here.
Oh, they did. Okay, this is the place they said to bring it. Okay, well that's good information, but still, I would feel more comfortable, like Slagan said, like making sure that payment is imminent instead of just dropping off the ingots and trusting that we're going to get paid. So
cool. So you head inside. Everyone else stays with the cart. Does the cart stay still?
Yeah, we'll keep it in front for now.
Okay. All right. Alien, you head inside, and as you enter this fairly large building, you see that there is a wall of shields, swords, daggers, long swords, mauls. I mean, this is like just. There's probably like 20 of each of these different weapon types. There's some suits of armor. And that's kind of all on the right wall. On the left wall, it's nothing but short swords and long swords. And there's probably like 50 each. And yeah, you walk in and you see that there's some displays of like some really, really nicely made ones. There's a counter, and then behind that is a blacksmith working away, another dwarf, working away in the smithy, and you see the female dwarf taking off her gloves and hat and hooking them on right behind the counter.
Ooh la la! Just kidding.
Okay, so I'd probably walk back up to her then, and I'd be like, hey, I figured I'd just come inside because you seemed a little cold to talk, but as we were saying outside, it was Harana, I think, that who had sent us to gather these, and I wondered if you know where she is at. Is it a female dwarf? It's a male dwarf.
Yeah, Harana, she should be nearby. Did she sent you out, so I assume she offered some sort of payment to you?
Yeah.
Yep. Very good. Absolutely. Yeah. We can send off for her to get here. It'll just take like 5 minutes. She says,
okay.
Hold on. And she goes to the back, and you hear her talking to someone, and you hear a bit of shuffling. And then maybe like a minute later, a little boy comes out, dwarf boy, and just kind of looks at you and nods and walks past you and heads out the front door. And she's just like, all right, he'll go get them, and whatever payment hopefully it will come with.
Okay, perfect. Well, sounds good. Thanks. We'll go ahead and bring the ingots around and get them ready to deliver to you guys then. And I'm assuming we'll still probably be unloading by the time Piranha gets here.
Sure. And she's actually, would you follow me? Let me show you where to put them. And she starts kind of walking in the back. She gets to the back door, and you see her go, and she opens it, and she's just like, and she's like pointing and shaking, and but she kind of points out where there's like a cover, but on the outside, and you see some other stacks of similar looking iron with the same stamps on them.
Oh wow, they're outside. Goodness. Okay.
Just the storage of this iron. And just back it up over here, and that'll be great. And then she
Okay, awesome. We'll start
closes the door.
unloading, and I'll be like, yeah, you can go back inside.
Cool.
Cool. So then I would probably walk about halfway around the building and just be like, all right, guys, there's a bunch of stack of like other iron over here, and Rana's gonna be here in just a minute. And honestly, looking around it, everything looks pretty legit. So if we want to just start unloading for them, I feel like that'd be the nice thing to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
And y'all would have
Works
seen
for
the
me.
little boy run out the front door.
I don't trust the little boy. Just kidding.
Is it actually a little boy, or is it a halfling rogue?
Well, it was a dwarf, so I mean, it's a half.
Then the
Damn
amount
dwarfs.
of iron ingots, there's 300 ingots, I believe, that are 2 pounds each. So like I said, I imagine we'll probably still be just about finished unloading by the time.
I imagine the slag will just go.
Let's get a couple handfuls of ingots.
I would like to unload.
I wonder if they'd let us keep the
Range
sled.
unloading.
You never take 2 trips when you're going from the
That's right.
from
It's
the
like
cart
the groceries.
to the shed. Oh man,
So we do that.
Oh man,
We unload.
we do the thing.
I thought I was gonna have a quick snack. This was way too chewy. Not eating another one of those. Holy cow!
Salty.
Okay,
Yeah.
no, just super chewy. I couldn't talk. So yeah, you guys go in the back, and you're getting about halfway down the cart, just kind of lazily doing it. And yeah, Ren comes around the corner and just goes, "Oh, well, it's great to see that you actually made it. Did you see our comrade out there?"
Yes. He wasn't in a very good state.
It's unfortunate. We saw that Yeti start ripping them apart. I'm glad you didn't run into any sort of trouble, but I appreciate you getting there first. And she just kind of takes a second as Koroks and Storn kind of go over, and they start counting the piles, and you can see that they've done this before, so they count it up pretty quickly. And Koroks doesn't say anything but nods. Storn just goes, "Yeah, it's all here." And she's like, "Very good." She pulls out a pouch and pulls out 4 gems and pops one to each of you. So each have a gem worth 50 gold.
All right. Thank you
Thanks very much. What kind of gem is this?
Let me see if it tells me.
Diamond?
It's a bloodstone specifically,
Oh, sick.
Oh,
which
Actually,
that's probably
that's
in
cool.
D&D Beyond as well. So
I typed in Blugog.
mm-hmm.
That's the thing.
Nailed it.
Blue Gog. Yeah, sure enough. That's worth 50 gold.
It's probably
Yeah,
another
Blugog.
monster in this campaign. Fucking.
Man,
With
I
the
love
names
when the
they have.
item is exactly what it should be, as opposed to like diamonds, which are listed in here as like 5,000 gold always.
Mm.
Does it look like an opaque dark gray gemstone with red flicks?
Uh,
Worth 50
It sure
gold
does.
pieces?
no, it's an opaque dark gray gemstone with red flecks on it.
Oh,
Yes.
so it's not what I just said.
No, it is exactly what you just said. But yeah, you
That's
guys
pretty cool.
you guys
Yeah, it looks a lot like your guys.
you guys easily complete this, and as you do, you see this dwarf kind of gesture you in again, cold peeking through. She just kind of signals to you guys as you guys kind of catch her signaling to you to come into the shop.
Okay.
Sure.
I
Yeah,
go inside the shop.
I go in.
Okay. So she says, "Well, hello. My name's Elza. Garn is the main proprietor here that hammers out all the steel. But we'd like to thank you on behalf of the dwarves, and you have our mutual respect." And they both do a salute to you, put their hand on their chest and give a nod. So you have the respect of the dwarves, and if you need anything from the shop, 10% off for however long you need. So if there's anything
Great.
you need, any more swords, daggers, shield, armor, happy to give you a discount for your work and your honesty for returning every bit of the iron ingots.
Nice.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, so you guys make weapons and armor, and is that the entirety of your business, or?
Yeah, we supply all of the iron to the 10 towns, all the towns. Their guards and militia support this. It's kind of filtered through the speakers. Speaker Duvessa, that the head speaker, deemed us the makers for the armory for the militia.
Wow, it's got to be quite lucrative.
Yes, that iron you delivered will surely come in handy should we ever have to defend. Too bad it wasn't just a giant pile of wood. It seems like that would have been a bit more useful these days, but there still are beasts and whatnot that wander around and sometimes find their way here. So truly, we do thank you. Speaking of beast, I hear that did you take care of the things that killed the speaker in Goodmead?
That we did.
Ogre.
The
Oh,
the
there was an
ver-
ogre. There was
the Verbeck?
Smart giants.
Burbags.
Yeah, Smurmegs.
Yeah, we've heard some of your achievements have floated from Goodmead. The arrival of the kegs the other day definitely brought a smile to a lot of the faces, and there was a delay on that arriving. So word spreads around town. So we definitely thank you. Speaking of monsters, if you're looking for more work, I know that in Bremen they're having troubles out there with something in the lake. And if you're interested in making gold, you can also do some fishing out there. There's a dockhand that's looking for some help.
I mean,
Sounds
I
interesting.
assume fishing is a pretty common profession out here. Does fishing pay all that well? I mean,
It depends on who you work for, but you spend some time catching, and soon you have five knucklehead trout, and you're bringing food to the bellies of the citizens, and they're of course grateful, and you earn some money while doing it. Fishing, while it might seem simple in the summertime, when you have to deal with the ice, it becomes a bit more dangerous. But that is one of the primary ways of money being earned around here.
keep that in mind. What do you all want to go do? I mean, I'm all for making money. That's
What direction is that town?
Oh boy, I meant to pull that map up.
Do you have it in roll 20? You just look at it.
I do
Oh.
not. I should put that in here. I'm gonna do that while I look for it first. Icewind Dale map. Oh.
Yeah, I'm game for going there because I don't really want to go looking for Macridius's friend. No, Macridius is the friend. Copper's friend.
So Bremen. So you guys are currently in Bryn Shander. Bremen is to the northwest. You would pass through the town of Targos first to get there.
Okay.
And I will.
And have we heard anything about Targos?
I don't know. Have you?
I went through there once in Icewind Dale too.
Nice.
At this point, I'm just
what
kind of
The
I-
Icening. Sorry. What'd you say? I don't know why that tickled me so
What did-
much.
Was a
DJ said something,
generic video game town.
Icewind Dale 2. The Icening. Sorry.
What did you say, DJ?
Olian, I guess, is just saying to the group, like, I honestly at this point I'm kind of curious at seeing like all of 10 towns, so I'm up with going wherever you guys are headed if it's gonna earn me a little more money to eat well and sleep well, and I've really got nothing better to do, so I'm fine with some fishing.
I can go that direction. I think that's actually passing through the area where his friend might be, and while I'm not particularly interested in helping him necessarily. I am interested in this device he said that might be able to stop the storm. Because currently we're all trapped here, everyone inside of the 10 towns.
So are we mercenaries or what are we doing?
Why not both? I mean, to me personally, I'm quite interested in seeing how we could possibly end this curse. But if we can earn some money along the way, personally, I don't have an issue with that.
I mean, we can investigate and whatever else. Mercenaries are just errand boys who carry swords, really. So,
I'm no mercenary. I'm a historian.
And if you're a historian, perhaps learning about a device that could end the storm might be of some interest to you.
That would be a historic occasion.
You can be a mercenary historian.
I'm all for anything that is going to prevent the mass murder of individuals just to appease some horrible god who's taken over this place. So yeah, I'm down for that.
So then I would say yes, that sounds interesting to me, and we should head in that direction. And I believe that was where he said the cabin might be, although he didn't give us a specific direction. So
he would have mentioned that it is his cabin is to the north, I believe.
Yeah, he said it was somewhere in the north, but he doesn't know where. It's somewhere out of town, which it was like, oh, that's super specific, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, through and past a forest. So that would be more north directly from where you are. You guys were kind of on your way, ballparky wise. You were kind of on your way on where you got these ingots.
Oh, really? I thought we were going like, oh, okay.
Kind of. Like,
oh.
If you want to say like completely east and completely north, that quarter, that pie, you were in that general direction.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, unless you guys have anything pressing to do, I suppose we can be off to our next task.
Sounds good. Oh, actually, I would go to the dwarves and say, might I purchase a shield and possibly a hand crossbow if you have it?
They say yes, absolutely. They do not have a hand crossbow. You have to go to the Fletcher for that. A woodworker would sell you that. But they sell you the shield at 10% discount.
So 9 gold instead of 10?
Yep.
Perfect.
Nice.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely, you're welcome. Where is this effing map, dude?
Is it an appendices in your appendix?
Thank you. That's exactly where it is.
Oh shit, hand crossbows are expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Can't use that shield yet. Well, not while I'm using my crossbow.
You gonna do some crossbow expert at level 4?
Maybe. Nah, maybe.
Maybe.
Cool. So where would you guys like to go? Or are y'all waiting to see a map?
We just head out. In my opinion.
Let's go to Bremen.
Don't need to see a map if there's not, anything that's going to be telling on it.
There's not just the locations.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys begin to make your way to Brennan. As you exit the town, just as a friendly little reminder, you do see a stable that houses axe beaks. You see a doghouse with kennels for dogs that are outside and comfortable, and dog houses and sleds. You see.
So,
mm-hmm.
I would turn to Isaac and be like, Isaac, I haven't spent a lot of time in an Arctic environment like this. Are you familiar enough with sled travel and with sled dogs and what did you say? Iron beaks? Is that what they're called?
Axe.
Iron
axe.
Axe beaks. Axe beaks. Are you familiar enough with them to know, like, are there sleds that could actually handle the weight of all 4 of us and a team of either axe beaks or dogs that we could purchase that would be able to pull us from town to town in a quicker fashion, get us through blizzards, safer, etc.?
Oh yeah.
Personal experience, unfortunately, I always travel on foot much, but I've seen plenty around. what kind of things are you looking for? Just knowledge around good kinds, or how much they can haul? What do you mean?
Yeah, I guess that's all that I'm looking for. So I mean, I suppose we can just go visit the shopkeeper here and see what they have to say on the subject. But yeah, I'm just curious to find out if there's one that can actually carry all 4 of us, or if it would be economic for us to purchase like 4 separate sleds with like 2 dogs each or something like that.
I see. And my knowledge about that would be
Well, kind of like you said, you would not have had a dog sled team in your experience, but you probably at one time or another have purchased or rented at least an axe beak in order to go a certain place that you've heard where there's maybe a specific herb that you might need for your research, and that's cost you maybe like 5 silver for the day or something, but you've never outright bought one. And typically, they only rent to locals that they've seen and had a reputation with, and you've only been able to do that in Goodmead. But axe beaks essentially only have room for one individual. They are able to carry like a person's travel pack essentially, but not haul like heavy anything.
So these are beasts of burden, but not really like riding animals or draft animals.
They are riding animals, yes. For snow.
they're chocobos.
Yeah, they're chocobos.
They're ice
Nice.
chocobos.
They're literally, just so you guys have meta knowledge, it's basically a donkey that's flavored for snow.
Okay. So
If we got an extra one though and a pack, we could use it for carrying extra shit though, right?
For sure.
A person worth of shit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
disperse that knowledge.
Okay.
Well, do we have a sled or a cart to put them on yet, or are we just going to ride these things?
Well, we have this. Did we take the sled with us, or did we leave it?
You guys left it.
So we do not currently have anything aside from our own backpacks.
You guys sold the cart or gave it up, I think, whenever you brought in the good meat as well.
Because it was their cart.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I mean, maybe we put off that expenditure until we need it. I'm kind of okay trudging through the snow right now, but
I'd be curious to know what the prices are if we wanted to buy one of these animals outright and see what the feed would cost and things like that, because I feel like if we get into another scenario where we have to drag something back, that it would be helpful to know, how much it would cost at least.
I mean, as long as we're not having to drag the corpse of an axe beak back.
That's a good point. If it dies, then it'll be food for us to make it through a blizzard, I suppose. As bleak as that is.
So what happens out here in the cold?
If you don't mind, I'll make a quick stop by and just find out what kind of cost there would be involved in that.
Yeah, so you easily do so, and I can't upload this, I think, to Roll20 because it's so detailed, and try sending it through Discord and will not go either.
All right, get it to a good normal size on your computer, and then Windows snipping tool, send that to us.
Thank you.
True. Yeah.
But yeah, you head to the individual, and we don't need to RP it. He tells you that he sells them for 50 gold.
Okay.
Holy
50
moly.
gold!
And that's just the single axe beak.
Correct.
Got it. And you said they were dogs as well?
A different person has dogs, but they also sell for 50 gold for the sled and the wolves, and they can pull up to 360 pounds.
Oh dang! So a team of wolves. How many wolves would that be? I guess
2.
2 wolves and a sled. That can pull up to 360 pounds. Not they include so the 360 pounds plus the sled.
I'm sorry, it's a single sled dog.
Oh, okay. That can pull 360 pounds, and the weight of the sled.
Can pull. Correct.
Okay. Wow.
It's a big dog.
Okay. That's good to know. It seems like it's probably a little more actually because of the sled. I would assume
They
a
also
little more than the axe beak can pull.
They also say that when pushing a dog, it can travel for roughly 1 hour and then needs to take a short rest. Otherwise, the dog will become exhausted.
Got it.
All right.
Cool. Well, I've got
by
prices.
the way, while we're still in town, did any of you happen to grab any armor or weapons off of those goblins that you'd like to sell offload.
All I found was these copper pieces.
You can try to sell those.
I feel like I wouldn't get a good conversion rate on them.
All right. Well, if no one has anything to sell, I'd say we go.
Let's get.
All right.
Oh. Did we use rations while we were out?
You did.
We should buy rations.
How many rations did we use? I only have one marked off. I don't know if that's accurate or not.
It doesn't
If
take
we
us
buy
very
a
long
dog-
to go between these towns.
If we buy a dog, we should name him
Yeah, it was
Rations.
only 6 hours back.
It's a good idea.
Because that's what he'd become if things got rough.
Just so he understands.
Know your place. Any insight there on how many rations we'd have used then?
I think you did only use one because I think the first day you ate in the inn, the second day you ate
Correct.
the meat in the cave,
Yep.
and then the third, or then you went to
Then we
Bryn
were stuck in the
Shander,
blizzard.
then you got stuck in the blizzard. That's when you ate the one. So I think
Okay.
you're good.
We've
Okay.
been very efficient.
Yeah, I
with
guess
our
we got back
rations
by
so
the
far.
evening time. Okay, cool. Lucky ducky.
And you guys know that it would take you roughly 4 hours, or 2 hours to get to Targos, and then 2 hours more hours to get to Bremen. So it'd take you 4
Easy.
hours to get there by foot.
What time is that? I thought we were arriving in the evening. Like,
Yeah,
were
it should
we about
be
to set
late.
up for
Yeah.
a nighttime
Yeah,
trip?
yeah. I mean, it's probably about 6. I mean, you could get there like late evening and get a night if you want, or whatever.
Yeah, we can.
Whatever you want.
If it gets too late or dangerous, I mean, it's not like there's much light difference, guys. I feel like we can show up around 8 or so at this town, or if we want to keep going on as we reach the town, we can reach the next one. It'll be 10, and we can still get a good night's rest.
Should be all right. As long as we're
Yeah,
not stuck in a blizzard.
Yeah, exactly.
Jolly Night is slightly more dangerous for anyone who might not have dark vision, or might not be able to see in the dark. But aside from that, I think we should be fine.
Isn't it
Can
pretty
any of you
much-
not see in the dark?
I thought it
Oh,
was.
can all of us?
I thought it was pretty much the same, like, level of darkness 24 hours a day, and there was just basically color change essentially during the nighttime. Is that not the case?
It gets a little bit darker towards like between I think like 11 p.m. to like 3 a.m. Like it gets dark, like nighttime dark, but otherwise it's just like a very dark twilight.
Okay, gotcha.
And I now have the map up for you guys, so it's a
Thank
little
you.
it's a little blurry when you zoom in. I sent one
fine.
in Discord as well, but it's readable. So feel free to mark this up. This is your map. You guys started in Goodmead here. You traveled and found the Verbeg like roughly here. You're in Bryn Shander, headed to Targos, and then ending up in Bremen. And then this is roughly where you were whenever you
I was really confused for a second.
map. That square that's left, that's where you guys pretty much went to go get the ingots.
Oh, nice.
So
So
boy.
So we
presumably,
did that.
yeah.
yeah, pretty much.
Presumably, the cabin we're looking for is maybe somewhere on the other side of that forest. Ish.
Yeah. Something like
The
that.
lonely wood. All right.
So you
Well,
guys,
let's-
head to Bryn Shander or Bremen.
Let's go to
To
Targos.
Bremen. We go to Bremen.
Yeah.
On our way to Bremen.
Okay.
Bremen via Targos.
What is your marching order?
Oh boy, I'm in front.
I'll be a little off to the side, I guess.
And will we have spent a short rest in town?
No, you guys are kind of actively doing stuff and chatting and walking around.
I will request for an hour before
Yeah.
we leave town.
We're dumb. I have 1 health point. How did that get past
Oh
me? all
yeah.
this time?
Yeah,
I was
you've been
jacked
quite
up.
exhausted. You didn't use the cure wounds? I thought you used that at the very end of the session. Or no,
No.
Wilfred has it,
I don't
doesn't he?
remember.
Wilfred
doing that.
had it. Yeah.
Okay.
Did you ever use
Oh.
it? I don't think you ever did. You never used it.
Would you like some healing?
I'm still looking totally rocked by. Was it the
Sorry,
bear
I'm
that
no
messed me up
doctor.
Yeah,
at the
polar
end?
bear.
I forget if it was
The polar
the
bear-
bear that literally ripped my guts out.
Remember, he got a crit on you.
Oh God, I
Yeah.
forgot about that.
Yeah, he crit.
Yeah, this whole time I've
Alright.
just been having normal conversations.
How
like
much does
nothing
that
is wrong.
spell heal for? A D8?
1 second.
I'm pretty sure it's a D8 plus his wisdom.
It'll be
my wisdom?
whatever the thing says. The spell rot tattoo.
Okay, yeah. The thing.
It is +3, so
A D8 plus 3, yeah.
yeah.
Gimme.
You get Ocho healths back.
Hey.
Ocho health.
Nice.
The Ocho.
Make me feel the very nice.
Are you guys going to take a long rest?
As my unicorn
Or a
disappears.
short rest?
Short rest if I could make that request.
I think that's probably
Here.
not a bad plan. Take a stop.
Here's
at the
my
inn.
request. And I will plop myself down at the city gates.
I'd be like, there's literally an inn right there. We could just go grab a drink.
Okay, you've convinced me because there's drinks.
Yeah, you guys walk into this building, and there's no sign, but you can look through the door that occasionally open. You see people sitting in there drinking. They have this very bitter ale. It's not the honeymead ale. This tavern is very plain, but there's a large amount of people. And in the corner, you see a lot of people lined up towards a man that is sitting there, and they walk up to him. They hand him his cup. He holds it and then lets go and then passes it off to them, and they thank them and then walk away. But yeah, you guys are able to get in
What?
here and find a table and take a seat.
Yeah, can I see what the F that was?
Some kind of ceremony?
Give me an investigation. Two of you.
I investigate. 21.
I will also investigate because I
Two.
thought that was weird.
2. Okay.
Investigation 10.
Alyan and Slagan, it's just odd. It looks like, is he just praying over the cup? Like, what is going on? It's weird. Wilfred,
I've got a bad feeling.
you're watching, and it strikes you as very odd, but you see that when his hands touch the cup, you see a very similar somatic being cast, and it appears that thaumaturgy is being cast on the mug before it's being passed back.
And where is this located in the inn? Is this behind the bar or somewhere?
Nope, just a booth to the side, like anyone else could have sat in if they had got here before this person.
I'll just walk up to him and be like, I'll just kind of lean over and whisper, like, "What are you doing?"
He puts his hand up and he says, "Please get in line. I will get you as soon as I can."
Get me for what?
And he just gestures and focuses to the person in front of him.
I'll turn to the person he gestured to. What is he doing?
This person, very nervously, as you're hunched down, whispering in their ear, just kind of takes the mug and then quickly walks off, kind of huddles it kind of close and walks off to you. Very intimidating. Your passive intimidation's too much.
I love
I
that
will
idea
lean.
of that being too high.
I will lean to the next person then, who's in line, and I will just look at him now, frustrated, with eyes wide, and be like, "What is happening here?"
So, as you approach, if this is the line and
Uh-huh.
you're here, the line bows. Everyone starts shifting and makes kind of a concave around where you are, avoiding your gaze and kind of looking forward and just kind of looking at you really nervously. And you see this guy in the back says, "You have to get in line in the back."
I'm going to step
I-
in line
Okay.
in the back.
Throw my hands up and I yell.
Jeez.
What do you yell?
Are you resting?
Ah!
Just
I don't want my short rest. You just
Oh my gosh.
exclamation out into the air.
Yeah, outburst to the room.
I guess I would walk up to my friend Slagan and be like, hey man, I think you're scaring the children. Can you just go sit down at the table? I'll try and figure out what's going on here and get us some drinks. This one's on me.
I hout my way to the table.
Cool. Yeah,
Oh my
you
gosh.
guys, Slagan kind of walks off, and you see a bunch of people kind of like whispering and talking, and you guys don't hear anything because your perception's so trash.
I was gonna say, now that I was paying attention, I would, or now that he made a stink about it, I'd be paying attention.
Give me a
so would that
perception
be...
check. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
From
and
my
you can
place
as
at
well.
the back of the line.
I say again.
Or what?
18.
Okay. Wilfred?
I want to, speaking to the person that's ahead of me in line, say, wow, that guy's weird. So, what are we in line for?
And Aliam, what were you going to say as well?
I was just gonna say that like after I convinced Slagan to walk away and stop scaring people, I would like turn to like the person that he'd like whispered at or whatever, if he was still standing, anybody that was like in his immediate vicinity, and be like, sorry guys, and like try and like convince them to calm down and be like, you know, this sometimes he's just a little uncouth. We don't really know the practices of this town, so we're just not familiar with what's going on here. And I would kind of look inquisitively at the people that I had just kind of apologized to in an expectant way.
Okay, give me a persuasion check. Wilfred,
I super love this dynamic.
you said you just asked what they're doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, you see a gnome kind of turns around and looks, and he says, getting warm water. Forlin warms up our waters and teas and drinks. Since getting sources of heat is so scarce, he warms it up for us. He's a very kind man.
Oh, do you pay him for it?
No, he does it out of kindness.
Huh.
Times are hard in Tin Town, and you know, when people can do things for others and it doesn't waste any resource, then they tend to do it. Isaac, with your perception, you hear them going, yeah, I think those the people that at Goodmead, they brought that. Yeah, I've heard that they no, I heard they went and got the ingot. You hear them kind of talking, starting to recognize your group as Slacken storms off. Aliam, what did you get for your
15.
15? Yeah, persuasion. They kind of look at you, and you see this one female kind of approaching. She goes, yeah, it's just to get some warm water. It's, you know, kind of a treat to get something warm without having to use your oil or the wood to burn to get it. So, Forlin, is kind enough to do that for us.
Gotcha. Does he post up here every day? How long does he do this usually for? It's got to be exhausting.
It is. He does as long as he can until he is tired, and usually takes a bit of a break. But he stays here pretty much all day. Since he started doing this, we've been bringing him, you know, bits of food. We kind of all take turns in bringing him what we can to, you know, make it to where he doesn't have to do anything else and provide this service.
Okay. Well, thanks for the information. I appreciate it. And I guess looking around, like, is he off to the side and there's actually like a legit bar, or is this like all that's happening in this little area?
There's a legit bar, but it's very like makeshift. Like it looks like 2 stools are up and there's like a plank of wood on top of it, and there's kegs behind it. It just looks like they made it with whatever they had, basically.
And is this guy that's heating up people's drinks the person who's running it, or is there somebody else running the bar?
Someone
and
else.
He's off to the side. Okay, gotcha. Okay, cool. Well, then at that point, I would say thank you and walk away from the line, and I would head up towards the bar.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave the line and join my friends.
Okay. Isaac, Slag, and Wilfred, you guys are back at the table?
Yep. And I'm
Wherever Aelin led me.
I would just be like at the table, just I would be like doing like equations or something on it,
Mhm.
because I can imbue something with a visual effect. I actually like have a visual effect of like charts and numbers and shit that I'm like working out for like concoctions and whatnot.
Yeah, you guys see a few names and a few symbols that you don't recognize, but you definitely can make out that this is some sort of theory crafting having to do with chemicals of some sort or components of herbalism. It's hard. It's quite complicated.
Wow. I mean, you do you know math?
Why? Yes, I'm familiar with mathematics.
Oh,
I've
slagging.
spent a number of years. But this is
Yeah.
this is primarily around how the actual components interact with one another. I'm solving a number of problems. I actually, if you're interested, I have this potion I made last night that I haven't really found a use for. If anyone would like to give it a try at some point. I believe, I have not used it, but I believe it'll give you some flight speed for approximately 10 minutes. Should you drink it.
I wonder what would happen if Wilfred drank it and then I threw him.
That is a good question. It's fairly slow flight speed.
You're gonna have to buy me a drink first.
Am I hearing any of the conversation as I'm up at the bar?
Oh yeah.
What's your passive perception?
Passive is 13.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Not with this many people and whatnot.
Well, here you go. I just put the elixir on the table. If either of you would like to partake of this at some point, feel free. I make them pretty much every night.
Look at Wilfred and go,
But where would you throw me?
you never know. You never know.
Okay. So
I'll take it.
Yeah, so you approach
I don't drink it.
You approach the bar, and yeah, there's a human male that just kind of hands on the piece of wood and just looks at you. Hey, what can I do for you?
I look behind him and see that there's just like 2 kegs, and that's basically it. And I'll go four beers.
Says, all right. And he turns around and just pours 4 ales. The foam is like minimal. Just kind of drops them down, and he says, 8 copper.
All right, perfect. And I hand over the 8 copper.
Thanks, friend. He
This is
slides
the
them toward-
Icewind Dale version of Coors Light.
More like
I would assume
natty.
it's probably much worse than that.
Yeah.
This is
PBRs,
not
baby.
mass-produced. This is like slightly off. It might even be a little like sour
Yeah.
and on the verge of being bad, I would
Very,
imagine.
very bitter.
But I take them happily and bring them back to the table and pass one out to everybody.
Very good. So you guys enjoy these beers and maybe another round for the next hour, and you gain your short rest, so you can go ahead and roll that up. Is there anything you guys want to chit-chat about as you rest?
So, like, and I was wondering, we haven't really talked much, but I don't really know much about you. I know he's a historian, and at least that he's a shifter of some sort. But I don't know much about you at all.
Well, I'm a tiefling of some description, as you can see.
That's a very interesting way to describe yourself. Okay. Blue skin, is that common for a tiefling?
I guess not. I only know one other tiefling who had blue skin.
Were they your parent or?
Of a fashion. I'll say he was supposed to be my dad, but he wasn't around all that much.
Daddy issues.
That's right.
Well,
it's the unbridled rage, source of unbridled rage here.
Did you come from the area, or did you migrate here for some reason?
Well, I had some work to do. I was a sailor. I came from the mountains south of here. I think people call it the spine of the world.
Oh, yeah, those are the ones bordering between here and the Sword Coast.
Yeah. So
Oh,
that's
very
where
interesting.
that's where I'm from.
Very cool.
You're practically a local.
Almost.
Yeah. That would explain your seeming resistance to the cold.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in the mountains. The snow and stuff isn't so bothersome.
Oh, well, very cool. Thanks for sharing that with me.
Yeah, and I got a cool club too. I will
Is there
show
anything
you.
special about this club?
I will
For
show
record.
you this belaying pin. It's a wooden pin from off a ship.
Oh, very cool. I'm not very familiar, but is that for ship work or?
Yeah, it's what you would tie your rope off on if you were going to put a sail up or something.
Oh, I see. Is that what you use to smash people's skulls?
No, and I'll pull out the bloody ice pick and be like, "This is what I use to smash people's skulls."
Very
Yes.
cool.
Wow, that's gruesome.
Well, sometimes you need to be gruesome.
That's all I wanted to do for now. I want to ask everyone about themselves, like individually.
Sure. No problem. No problem. It'll maybe come up later. Yeah, so you guys kind of chat a bit more, and your short rest
Oh yeah.
concludes. And yeah,
Yep.
would you guys like to make your way to Bremen?
I am nice and rested now.
Yes.
Very good. So, takes you, like I said, the 4 hours. With your hour rest, it's now teetering on 11 p.m.
Holy.
As you arrive, the darkness begins to definitely change. You sense and feel a bit colder in the dead of the night, even slagging without your coat. A bit of a chill kind of goes down your back, recognizing the degree of what's transpired. But as you guys begin to approach Bremen, it is very quiet at this hour. You
But did we go through Targos?
You did. I should do that because that was what a good DM would do.
I mean, if there nothing of note happens, I don't care.
Targos happened. It was a thing. And
Is it
now
like
you're in
just like a
Bremen.
That's a one
relatively
shot for later.
small
Side story.
town?
Targos is quite large, actually. Targos is a pretty big town. It is one of the towns I've not read yet. It's, I think, the last town I haven't read.
So I
We pass
intend
straight
to
through.
take.
Stay on the main road. Don't.
Yeah,
Who
I
is
intend
in
to take the
charge?
road that goes around it,
We don't.
around the outskirts.
We don't even look at it. Close our eyes.
Targos is a quite large town. They seem to have more shops than even Bryn Shander. Bryn Shander is more of a like stronghold type situation. Targos has a lot more amenities. A large population, though not as large as Bryn Shander. 2 seconds.
I legitimately would be fine with us just saying that we.
And there is like on the map I'm looking at, there is literally like, so Targos is a dock lakeside town. As you're approaching from the east heading west, you see that the town sits on the edge of this lake. And so like if the town is here, your road is approaching from here, and then the entranceway is at the bottom, and then it continues on to Bremen. So it literally is a path to where you can and do absolutely just pass by it.
Okay, we do that.
Cool. Thanks. So yeah, you guys, and you do cross a frozen lake. As you, it's completely frozen. You guys you see the path kind of dips down into where this river would be, and then it picks up on the other side, and you cross it without concern. just kind of showcasing the frigidness of the land here. As you arrive in Bremen, you think twice about coming here, as the size of this town. The size of this town is a tenth of Targos, of what you just passed by. But it being as late as it is, you don't think you would be able to go back without possibly exhausting yourself. So you guys head inward, and there are very similar to Goodmead, just 3 or 4 soldiers, 2 packs of 2, kind of walking the streets. As they see you, they have tabards on their chest that has a golden yellow circle in the middle with a blue line running out to the left of it, and then a triangle on the right kind of pointing to the middle of the circle. But they just raise their hands and say, "Well met. What can we do for you, travelers?"
We need lodging for the night.
What we're looking for.
Well, there is the 5 Tavern Center, so you have a bit of your choice. Just head in, pick one, I guess. And he just kind of points you unceremoniously, and they begin walking past you guys, seeing that you're not, bearing torches or coming in looking like a threat, at least. You guys make your way into the town, and you get to this semicircle kind of yard in the heart of Bremen. And you kind of turn and look around, and you see 5 different buildings that each say Stone's Tavern, Even Keel Tavern, River's Mouth Tavern, the Grumpy Moose Tavern, the Black-Bearded Brother Tavern.
All just next to each other?
All of them creating this circle in the middle of town.
What were the names again?
Stones, Even Keel, the River's Mouth, the Grumpy Moose, the Black-Bearded Brother.
Okay.
I say the Grumpy Moose.
I mean, I'm a little partial towards the even keel, but
Oh my god, you guys should all go into a different one. That wouldn't make my life hard at all.
I'm going to Stones.
I go into 2 taverns since there's 4 of us.
I don't really have a preference, so Grumpy Moose works for me.
Yeah.
Okay, Grumpy Moose then. We go to the Grumpy Moose.
Very good. As you enter, you see there's a gentleman, half-elf, standing kind of behind a kiosk-looking desk of sorts. But when you enter, this place looks very poorly maintained. You see that there's a snowdrift that's kind of peeking through the window that's building up. You see that the cloth that separates kind of the back from where he is standing currently is like tattered. And you see that he is wearing winter clothing in this room, which is kind of odd, wearing the full winter clothing within. And goes, "Oh, hi there. What can I do for you?"
No.
Yes. Yes, embrace it.
Maybe the DM is driving us into the other taverns.
The name's Michael Lafair. What can I do for you? Looking for a night?
Somewhere, but maybe not here.
Definitely here.
Oh, good.
And I also want to know, why are you called the Grumpy Moose Tavern?
Oh, well, one day I was out traveling about a boat and found myself upon, this moose there. And, the night he points to a moose head that's, like, over the doorway that you just entered. Well, he was trying to get to the snacks in my pack, and I just told him, hey, ho there, no way, Jose. And, I had to, we got in a bit of a fight and a little bit of a fluster.
Killed him.
Well, no, I brought him home with me, and he lived out the rest of his days. He died to a cold infection about 3 weeks later, or maybe it was something I fed him. But I thought, hey, why not?
Should tell people you wrestled and killed a moose.
Whatever. So you want a room, or what can I? What?
You have anything warm?
Oh yeah, absolutely. The rooms are well insulated, of course. You could pick a room of your choosing, and he kind of gestures towards a board that has nails in there with crudely drawn 1 through 8, and you see only one key is missing. You can have your pick of a room. Any one of these will do.
What's it cost for a night?
Oh, just a my God.
1 copper.
I hate this stuff. Trying to figure it out. Expenses. Oh, a bit of two silver pieces.
And is 2 silver pieces the best we're going to get in this little circle of taverns, or is Stone's going to be able to give it to me for 1 silver?
Oh, Stones. I mean, you could go and get it for 1 silver if you want, but you're not going to get the accommodations you would get if you just stayed here at the Grumpy Moose.
What kind of accommodations are you?
I was gonna say I would point towards the window that's gathering snow on it, and I'd be like, what?
Oh, that's just a bit of the outdoor scenery making its way on inside. No, now that's just something I gotta fix up. That only affects this room here. Once you get upstairs, it's well insulated. If you'd like to go check out the room first, I could easily let you do that. And he takes off the 2 key, pauses, puts it back, takes off the 3, and turns around and go ahead and head on up there and take a look for yourself.
Okay.
I will go take a look at one of the rooms.
Do all you go?
I
I'd be
will
like,
definitely follow.
They can check out 3. I'll check out 2.
Oh yeah. I think someone actually rented out 2, and he takes off the hook and pockets it. I'm not sure that one's available. How about 4?
I'm gonna read while he's going for number 4. I'm gonna read his mind and ask him like, are you sure
crap.
about somebody staying in number 2?
Oh my God! Wait, you're gonna read? Okay, you're gonna read his mind and read his surface level thoughts.
Yep.
Okay. So what was your question?
I would ask like, are you sure there's somebody staying in room number 2, or is there something else going on with number 2?
Okay, and he would verbally say, someone's staying there. It's just not available for you. And in his head he goes, I don't think I cleaned up that throw up from the other night. I think it's frozen solid to the floor. Shit.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I've had my fun.
I'll take.
Go ahead.
I would actually be interested in having my own room as well. So, if we could check out an additional room, possibly.
So those of you who all went upstairs, was it the rest of you?
I was for sure
I'm
following.
still down here.
Okay.
Because I have a question for him.
Yeah, go ahead, Wilfred.
Can you show me to your business center?
Oh.
Do you have Wi-Fi?
He says, well, I could absolutely... Howdy ho there. What you talking about? I could absolutely show... Ah, crap, I dipped into it again. Yeah, I could... Yeah. We could, rent out one of the other rooms if you like, and, you could do your business out of there if that's what you're looking to do. You could just rent another room.
I do my business in the outhouse.
Isaac and Slagan. You guys head upstairs and you see room 1, 2, 3, 4, and then behind you 5, 6, 7, 8, and you pop into room 3.
Sure.
Me? Oh.
Yeah. No, it's Isaac and Slagan. Yeah, because this is happening while.
Oh, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah, you open it up and you look inside, and there's a carpet that looks a little run down. There's a handful of just stains of food and drink that's made its way into the material. You look at the bed, and it's made up, a little messy. Again, some stains on it from just like it's old, but you don't see any like snow or drift coming in. It does feel comfortable.
By the way,
More what you expect.
us two are probably the worst to check temperature because we both have cold resistance.
It's the only thing I really cared about.
Yeah, I mean, your resistance to cold damage, but you're still able to tell temperature. So,
Okay.
yeah.
I actually prefer if my room is very cold because then there's no bugs.
Yeah, bugs. You've noticed your time here. There's been no bugs, like pretty much no. Like when you saw those bees in Goodmead, that was the smallest creature you've seen in some time.
Yes, I love a place with no bugs.
One of the big complaints that people have had about the curse over the land is that the wildlife and fauna is dying out. So bugs have been.
I love it when wildlife dies out.
I hate
to be the one to do
Mother
it.
Earth or or whatever it was.
No thanks,
The
I hate
environment.
nature. Yeah, the environment.
Yeah, so you guys check out the room. You come back down. So how's it looking up there?
Seems good enough.
Slaps the table. Good enough. That's what I've been telling everybody. It's excellent. So how many rooms would you like? 1, 2, 3, 4, and he takes off 4 keys off of the hook. Says, okay, that'll be a smooth 8 silver pieces, if you don't mind.
Are you all renting your own rooms?
Anybody want to share a room?
I guess I'd already gone and checked the other room then.
I don't
So
take up
it's
much
the same as-
space.
Would you ask to get a key for another room?
I thought that he handed me 4 after he decided to not give me number 2. I thought that was that whole interaction that we were having.
Oh yeah, you were mind reading. I'm so sorry. Yes, he said so he's the vomit and whatnot. Did you want to ask more questions or probe deeper before they come down?
No, I was just gonna get the other key that he'd offered and go check out number 4.
No problem. Yeah, he hands you a key to number 4, and as you kind of walk by, you see them inside the room, kind of looking. You see Slug like lift up the bed and then drop it down. And yeah, you go
No
in,
bugs.
open it, and inside you see a similar looking, but with very different furniture. There's no like uniformity between the rooms. There's no carpet in here, but there's a bed that's a bit bigger, and you see a lantern in there.
And what is the temperature like?
Comfortable. It's what you would expect inside of a building.
No draftiness by the windows or anything, I guess.
Give me a investigation.
Investigate how cold I feel. 17.
As you're poking around looking for drafts or anything, you see some cobwebs in the corner, and you swirl your finger around it as it's like drifting off your finger, and you kind of gently let it go next to the edges and the seams of the window,
Good
looking
Lord.
for a breeze to push the cobwebs
Am I
out.
really going that hard?
With a 17 you are, and nothing seems to come out of the windows. You feel comfortable.
Nice. Okay, cool. All right. Well, then I would close the door, lock it back up, and go back down to the front desk after I'd done that.
Okay. Yeah.
I
Everything.
will take my own room.
Yeah. So, how many rooms would you like to get?
This
take
one that I've checked out seems to be acceptable for me, and I actually slapped down 10 copper on the counter, and say I'm not paying for anybody else's room, but here's some more extra silver, or not copper, silver. I mean,
Okay.
because it was 2 silver for the room.
Right.
I slapped down 10 silver on the counter and say this is so that you can get that draft fixed inside the main room here, and maybe that will help you attract some more business.
He takes it up and thank you very much. So was that you're getting 4 rooms and leaving 2 for the?
No, I'm just paying for my own room and
Oh,
giving him
okay.
8 silver for the.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah.
He eyes go wide. Says, "That is extremely kind of you. It's very generous. If you need anything, just let me know. It's quite late. Let me get you an extra blanket." And he runs to the back and brings out like a blanket that would cover like your midsection and your feet, and that's all. It doesn't
Oh,
cover
cool.
but he just
I
gives
throw
you
it around my shoulders while I'm still there in the main room and just kind of like cover up with it. Like, nice, thanks.
As I'm giving him the money for my room, do you know why there are so many inns in this town? Taverns?
You see a smile on his face, and he kind of like grins and just kind of shakes his head. Yeah.
What tribute do you guys give in this town?
We give warmth.
Oh,
So
okay. So
one night
similar to
a
Good
month one night a month we go without fire and just bundle up.
And is that day approaching, or is that still some time away?
That is some time away. A couple
Okay.
10 days.
All right, very good. So I hand over my money and
I wouldn't.
just
I
my
don't
own
know.
room.
I would mark down the awkwardness when he got asked about the other taverns for later requests.
Do you know? Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Okay.
Cool. Rest of you?
I will also drop down 2 silver, and I would like a blanket too, please.
Give me a intimidation roll. Give me a give me persuasion, because that wasn't super aggressive.
Is there a big
15
fire
then.
in the room that he's in there in this main area?
Is there fire? No.
Yeah.
No. 15?
Yeah.
He looks at you and you see him kind of look up a bit. He's like, "Oh, I can do that for you, but only because your friend paid so well." And goes in the back and gets you a blanket that's even smaller,
Nice.
but hands it over to you.
I
like
also
his
put it
face.
over one shoulder.
Yep. And looks over to Wilfred.
I grumble and give him 2 silver.
No one wanted to share a room with poor Wilfred here?
You can bunk with me, Wilfred, if you want to.
Okay. Before
He
letting go of my silver.
He goes, oh.
I ship these two. Just kidding.
I'm the big spoon.
I'll leave him 1 of the silvers.
He goes to grab it and he says, and he slides it back. That's kind, but your friend already paid more than he should have, and there's nothing wrong with 2. And he kind of looks at you both with your different statures, a gnome and a giant tiefling.
Individuals.
Rooming
Bachelors.
together. So
That's right. Eligible bachelors.
that's all right. No problem. And he passes the 3 keys to you guys. You have rooms 3, 4, and 7.
I got 4.
I got 7.
I
Sweet,
got 1.5.
Wait, didn't you look at... Oh, yeah, never mind.
We looked at 3, so I know that one's
Yeah,
good.
you got 3. Yeah. There we go.
I'm like, guys, we kind of have the run of the place. We could just kind of like leave our doors open and have a little party upstairs while we're hanging out.
Party!
Party!
Swingers party!
What exactly would we do for this party?
I don't know, like drink and hang out and check each other's rooms out and have a good time. I don't know, talk.
This is
get to
not
know
the
each other
Hilton.
on a personal
You can
level.
look at my room if I can look at yours.
Hang out with my wang out. Or
Play some loud music.
Wilfred lifts up his shirt. Look at my scar.
Oh, yeah, you probably would.
All right, so you guys, do you guys playfully hang out together for like the next hour?
I assume that nobody takes me.
Isaac would be very uncomfortable, but he would do it.
Yeah,
And he would
I
definitely
will.
stay away from people.
Okay.
Cool. Well, I would
I'll
just float
be-
from room to room trying to be like super friendly.
Pedal to the metal, hanging out and talking.
So after like maybe 20 minutes or so of all this kind of chatter and laughter you guys are having, Mikkel comes up the stairs with a small chest, like 6 inches by 3 inches deep by 3 inches tall, very small chest. And
any size.
yeah, and he just goes, so looks like you guys are having a bit of fun, eh?
I suppose.
He's gonna
I
deal
guess
us
this could
drugs.
qualify as fun.
Would you guys like to play Dragon's Ante with me? And he
Do I
opens
know
up
what
the
that
chest
is?
and you see a card set.
Oh,
It's a
dude.
card. It's a card game.
I'm like, yeah, I don't know how to play. Can you teach?
Yeah, so he sits in there and plays 10 Dragon Ante with you guys for the next like 30 minutes before roughly 12 o'clock, and you're pretty exhausted at this point. Yeah,
That was a
everyone,
long day of travel.
everyone retires,
Yeah.
and you guys gain a full rest. So if you'll mark that long rest.
And
Done.
no, actually, I'll keep that. So you keep the tattoo on your hand, Wilfred. By the way.
It was used.
Oh, was it
Got
used?
on me.
He used
Oh,
it
right.
on
Okay,
Ian.
so that faded.
'Cause I was
So I'm making a
real messed up.
brand new one.
Okay.
So I'll do that overnight. Okay.
As we were kind of going like from different rooms and stuff, you'd mentioned that the bed in my room was a bit larger, and if there was one of the rooms that had a smaller bed, I would have offered to trade out my room for the smaller bed since it's just one of me for Wilfred and Slagan.
Funnily enough, the one in Wilfred and Slagan's room is quite small.
Get close.
And as you guys were like bedding down, like you guys looked at each other's rooms like, oh wow, you checking out the different stuff and whatnot, or whatever you guys would do. Whenever it's like
the way I would try and do it specifically would be to try and find something in the room with a smaller bed that wasn't in my room, and talk about how I really want to I'm like, oh, it'd be really
Carpet.
cool if my room had blah blah blah. Like, yeah, I'd really love to have a carpet's really interesting to me or something like that, and like make it like I'm not trying to like
make it about
offer
the size
something-
or whatever.
Yeah, like not trying to offer something that I have or whatever, and just be
Okay.
like, oh man, I really wish I had carpet in my room.
Slag and Wilfred, do you?
Sucks to be you.
All right, well, good night.
High five,
no,
we've
I wish
got
our bed was bigger.
Slag and Wilfred high five on their tiny bed. That's awesome. Slagging, as you fall asleep, your tail wraps around the front, keeping Wilfred from rolling off the bed. Anyways, you guys.
Who's the big spoon?
Meaty tail.
Wilfred's a big spoon, obviously.
You don't want
That's what I thought.
Don't. Yeah, you can be a jetpack.
I didn't want to
nice.
assume.
I mean, it's canon now that I did not offer that. Wilfred's like, sucks to you.
That's awesome.
All right.
I love it.
Cool. So yeah.
By the way,
Mhm.
probably doesn't matter, but Isaac would be really after that weird there's a multiple he didn't answer the taverns thing. I would have been careful with my room barring the door or something, at least putting something in front of it, just because I'm uncomfortable now.
The only thing that's in the room that's like that size is like your bed. Everything
Probably
else is
move
like
my bed.
small and minimal. Okay. Yeah. So you guys awake the next morning and you sleep until about probably 9, just because of how exhausted you are and whatnot. But you guys wake the next day,
Push my bed back.
ever so slightly lighter than it was the the night before, since you went to bed in the middle of the night. But yeah, you guys are here in Bremen.
I
What were we
stand on the
doing?
luscious carpet of the room and, with no shoes on, I enjoy the fibers between my toes.
You do that, and on like your big toe, there's like a patch of fibers just missing. It's just that like hard, coarse, just a little patch, but it's a worn carpet.
Do we want to steal the carpet?
What the fuck?
No thanks.
I'm good. That's funny.
Cool.
Nice
So that
carpet.
happens.
So I'm gonna head downstairs. I guess I would try and find what's our friend's name?
Mikkel.
Mikkel. Try and find
Just-
Mikkel. Be like, Mikkel, my very, very Canadian friend who isn't gonna slip into an Irish accent.
What is
Talk
Canadian?
to me, friend.
Oh, hello. Good morning to you. Nope.
It's really hard.
What are
It
you
is.
talking about? Good morning.
Yeah. So, do you serve any kind of breakfast here or anything, or?
Oh, what? Of course. We've got God, how do Canadians sound? Think Wisconsin.
We got
Wisconsin. Cheese
Oh, yeah.
wheel. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So
Oh,
we
yeah,
got
we got them.
we got some of that trout that they catch off in the lake there. We got plenty of that available for you. I got one in the back here if you like me to carve some up for you.
Trout sounds fantastic. Yeah. Is it by chance it's gonna be cooked at all, or is it just raw?
Oh no, I don't have anything to cook it, but we cut a pretty good sashimi here, so I can get that whipped up for you right quick.
Well, I suppose that's better than nothing. Yeah, I'd love to have some trout.
Oh, I actually have some spices that really kick it up another notch. Would you like some of that as well, Ian?
Sure, that'd be great, Mikkel. I appreciate it.
All right, yeah. And you see Mikkel starts putting on the winter gear and whatnot, like the hat and the gloves and...
Oh, but if he's gonna go outside for it before he goes outside, I'll just tell him to go ahead and get enough for the whole group. Even though I'm
sure.
Probably the only person downstairs.
Absolutely, I can do that for you. And Mikkel goes out with like a dagger, and out the back door opens and closes. And yeah, what are the rest of you doing?
Just go down.
Okay.
Sit
Yep.
down.
Join
there.
in the room. Where's the innkeeper?
I would let them know that I'd asked him for some breakfast and that he was going to be carving up some knucklehead trout with his special seasoning that he has that he's going to include on it for us since it's not going to be cooked.
I wonder if it's the same kind of seasoning as I had in the Old Bay.
I'm not sure what that. I'm not really sure. He said it would kick it up a notch, so hopefully it's good.
Mikkel comes back in from out back and has some sliced up knucklehead trout for you and puts on a plate and provides it to you all. Pours out some ale from a keg, just some cold water, and places it in front of the four of you. All right, so got that here for you. Is there anything else I can do? Any other accommodations I might be able to acquire for you?
No, I personally am fine.
Yeah, thanks, Mikkel. I appreciate all the help, and I hand the blanket back to him that he let me have the night prior.
Oh, very kind of you to take care of our merchandise here. I'll just go ahead and put that back up, and if I could collect your keys.
Here we go.
Oh, yep.
Ting.
Dope. All right, well, if there's anything else you need, you just let me know. Have a good day.
You as well.
Friends, I already forgot. What are we doing here?
Fishing.
I actually did not note it down.
Fishing!
So the
We have
two things
fishing
that I
as the
remember is that
there was an attack of some sort that they had issues with, right?
Mm-hmm.
right. So there's the two things that I remember is that she just said that fishing can be good money if you go out and do it, but that it's dangerous, and that specifically she made some small reference that none of us decided to follow up on about there being some trouble in the waters recently.
I love that. I love the the hindsight. I'm going to ask about that later.
Up on it by coming here to ask the people
So did I.
in town.
Oh, it's all
Yeah.
good. It's okay. I'm just...
Yeah.
Cool. So, yeah, you guys finish your meal and make your way outside.
Yeah, downtown.
Yep.
Downtown.
Making my way downtown.
Yeah, so you guys... Let me see... Chapter 1, Tin Towns, Bremen. Yeah, so you guys step outside of the tavern to look around with, again, a bit more light than you had previously. And, yeah, there seems to be a, variety of houses all around you. The 5 different taverns kind of surrounding you and off kind of across the way, you see the Shanagar River and the docks that sit out on it. You see that a lot of the shoreline where the docks are is just ice, but it seems to break away eventually towards the end of the docks. And you see that kind of behind you a bit between some of the buildings as you kind of get out and kind of spin around, do a small walk, that the town hall is very nearby as well.
Well, if we're looking to follow up on these jobs, perhaps the town hall would know. That's where people typically would give their opinions about things or talk about their issues. Yeah.
Or maybe there's a quest board or something around.
Let me see.
There often is a
I look
posting
for
board,
golden
so,
exclamation marks.
Yeah, so you guys take some time to walk around the town, and you see that there's a handful of people that are kind of walking to and fro. Again, not really hanging outside as it is so cold, but people walking with a knucklehead trout, which again, they're quite massive as far as fish go. But you see them with fishing gear and netting, some people with like oars that they're walking with back to their house as they walk inside. You head over to the town hall, and you don't see any sort of board or anything out front, but you are able to walk in if you like. It seems to be welcoming.
I walk in.
Okay. Yeah, so again, above the building, you see the heraldry of this town, which is again that yellow circle with the blue line off to one side and the green triangle to the other. You walk in and you see a dwarf sitting behind a desk in a room, and you see another desk off to the side that has papers sprawled on it, but no one is sitting there currently. And he just looks up and just kind of waves his hand. And just kind of stares at you.
Hello there, fellow.
Hey.
We heard that there were some issues in the town recently, and we came here to investigate and possibly
Issues?
take up a job. Some sort of attacks on the water, we heard.
That's concerning. And he sits back and strokes his long gray beard. Attacks on the town. Is there something I can help you with?
So,
Oh shit!
Do you remember what we were just talking about?
Attacks on the town.
Yes. So, do you have information about the attacks on the town, or?
I don't think there's been any attacks here. Grabs a few pieces of parchment, puts it down, grabs another stack. Is there something I can help you with?
Insight check to see if he's genuinely like
Dude,
confused.
He fucked in the
Like,
head.
does he seem confused?
Do an insight check.
Okay. Poop. Natural 1. Plus 3, so 4.
It's hard to read. You're not sure if he's pulling one over on you or if he's confused. Just hard to read. You're not sure.
What is wrong with this guy?
I haven't interacted with people very much recently. Could one of you understand what's going on here?
That is awesome.
I would be like, I think I got this one, guys, and I'd just read his mind.
You read his mind, and he's
My
just
brain
looking at
fries.
you. He's like, I wonder what these people want.
Sir, so we were gonna ask about the sorry, my name's Alian.
Sorry, 2 seconds. Let me pull up the pronunciation on this name.
It's Alien. Just kidding.
Hilarious.
You have a lot to learn about your own culture.
So funny. Let me see.
Oh my god.
Door something.
By the way, I don't
Jesus.
mind, but it is like midnight for you Oklahoma people.
Copy.
Very good.
Dorbolgruff Shalskar. So I'll spell it for you.
Dorbolgruff.
Dorbolgruff. Thank you. Dorbolgruff Shalskar. Shalskar. Dorbulgruf.
Oh, I spelled that right. Okay.
Dorbolgruff, and then last name Shalskar. Shalescar.
Yeah.
I did it all right.
Shaleskar.
Wow.
Cool.
Good on me.
Dorbolgruff Shaleskar. Jesus Christ.
I
Why
want to
Wizards of the
believe
Coast?
that he also has a difficult time pronouncing his own name.
Dorbolgruff. Dorbolgruff Shaleskar. I'm the speaker here of this town.
Oh, great.
Oh,
You don't
It's a
speak
pleasure
very
to meet
well
you.
for a speaker.
What? Do you really say
I
that?
would, no, I would,
Turn
I
around.
would mumble that. I would probably mumble that
What-
to like Sligan and.
What'd you say?
He doesn't. I would say he doesn't speak very well for a speaker.
That's funny.
Anyway, if it was obvious that wasn't audible by our new friend Dorbolgruff, who's obviously going through a tough time, I wouldn't react, but
Yeah.
I would just keep talking to him and say, well, it's a pleasure to meet you. And I was just curious, we're here because somebody in Brinchander actually had made mention that you guys might be having some issues with some attacks out on the water on the town. I wondered if you know anything about that. I'm still reading his mind, by the way.
I'd be so confused.
So as you're reading, like when he introduces his name, all you hear in his mind is him saying his name. Whenever you ask him all of this, you hear kind of repeatedly like, "Who are these people? Why are they here? I don't recognize them. Who are they?" And when you ask attacks on town on the lake, he goes, maybe the dockmaster? Wonder what these people want. And but he will say, I'm not sure. I've not heard of any concerns.
is there anyone else who works here?
He says, yeah, Sherman is here. Sherman? And he just like looks over at the desk.
God,
Christ.
Sherman hasn't been here for 20 years.
Do I have enough exposure to, I would assume, like enough exposure to reading people's minds where I might be able to intuit when somebody's like either, if there's a difference between somebody's brain being like addled in some way versus it being forcibly like something magical, like directing their thoughts or being suppressed in some way or something like that?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
But maybe you could insight check him.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and figure that out. I'm trying to figure out
As long as DM allows it, that is.
That's true. I guess I can try. I can try and check. So yeah, that's what I want to try and figure out is whether he's just got a brain injury of some kind or if there's something else going on.
Okay.
No, just a weird guy.
Do an insight check.
Insight. Oh, that one's +3. We like that. So, dirty 20.
Okay, so as you're kind of listening, this would be one of your first experiences of reading someone who appears to be this old, and you would put together after some conversation that this is, in fact, an addled mind. This is an old man.
Okay.
And at this point, a younger human walks in the door and shuts it, and goes, "Can I help you?" Hi, my name's Sherman. I'm the assistant to the speaker. And you see Dorgolberf go, that's going to be a struggle. He goes, Sherman, I was just telling my new friends. This is Sherman. Sherman, these people are here to attack the town. Sherman kind of does a head tilt and is like, all right, Dorgolberf, what can I help you with?
You might want to get him some like tea or something.
He's fine. Please come over to my desk. And Dorgelberf immediately just ignores you guys and goes back to paperwork, and he just kind of flips one page over, flips another one over, puts it back, takes another one over, and just kind of goes through this mindless, sad experience. But Sherman kind of lowers his voices. We're aware of his condition. We don't get too many visitors out here on the outskirts of Tin Town. Bremen is a bit more isolated than the others. What can I do for you? Who are you?
I guess I would speak to him and be like, "Oh, hey, sorry, yeah, no, first of all, we're not here to attack the town. Clarify that."
He kind of laughs.
Actually, yeah. So we've been traveling together for a while, and as we were making our way through Bryn Shander recently, somebody had mentioned that there might be some trouble out here, so we thought we might come this way and just see if there's anything we can do to help.
And he kind of nods and says, yeah, I think there has been some issue out on the docks. You might speak to Dock Master Grisnick.
Master Grisnick.
He's been hiring some of the people from the other towns. Our primary exports here is knucklehead trout. And he's been hiring some extra hands to help bring in some money so we can hopefully raise the status of our section of Tin Towns a bit, though things just seem to continue to decline.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Simon? Is that your name?
Sherman.
Sherman. I'm sorry about that.
And,
Sherman, thanks. Oh, go ahead.
Are you the one who's actually in charge then, or...
Well, he kind of scratches his head, and you can see, even with your passive insight, he feels a bit uneasy. Dorgelberf he's been the leader for some time. There's times of clarity, and he's been very wise and very beneficial to Bremen, but when things are like this... yes, I kind of am the step in.
I'll just kind of clap him on the shoulder and be like, good on you.
And he kind of, thank you.
One more question. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, you haven't had a chance to talk recently.
I want to hear your question.
Oh, okay. One more question. Why are there so many inns or taverns in this town?
Oh, yeah.
He kind of lets out a heavy sigh, and he says, well, the Lefebvre brothers, there's 5 of them. They all wanted to start a tavern together, and, as time went on, they each had their own idea of how to run the business, and since none of them would work with the others, each of them began to build their own tavern, and they all compete for the customers, and that ran a lot of people away. It's been a bit disconcerting, but we've had bigger issues come up here more recently. But it's just 5 brothers who couldn't get along.
Wow.
Who has the best inn?
You see him kind of drop his head and go, that's a really interesting question. I've never stayed there. I have my own home. Huh. I think I need to go to the inns, find out myself.
Yeah, as assistant to the regional speaker. Got to know this.
Well, things have been a bit difficult recently, and such simple matters are not something I can abide my time to, so...
Understandable.
Sorry, did you say that it was Dock Master Grinsick?
Grisnick.
Grisnick. Well, are we gonna go talk to the Dock Master then?
Yes.
Yep. Let's go.
You're on the case.
We'll
take care of whatever this problem is.
And I'm so sorry. Did someone your help is greatly appreciated, but did someone send you here?
Yeah, it was. She never told us her name. The
Some
lady
lady in Brinchander.
It was one of the dwarves of the.
She
clan.
did tell you her name.
Yeah, she did.
Great. Awesome.
The Battle Hammer
Great.
clan.
Oh,
Yes.
Ezra?
It was Ezra. Yes, that was totally
Ezra
her name.
Bridger.
Oh,
Bridger, yeah.
good. She supplies the mocha with her swords. Excellent. I'm glad that our pleas have not been unanswered by the head speaker.
It's actually interesting. She's indebted to us for a favor we did for her. We basically saved their business.
Interesting. Well, if there's any way that
Such an awkward, braggadocious statement to make to a random stranger that you just met.
We have to spread our influence.
Jesus Christ.
Well-
I visibly roll my eyes when you say that.
he just kind of looks at all of you like one by one, says, "Well, if there's anything Bremen can extend to this troop of helpers, then we will. But
Sherman, you've been a great help. I think we're gonna go try and find.
Yes.
The all
I just
bye.
adjust my goggles and move my
Frog
mask
marching.
up a little more.
Very good.
Start walking out the door.
So yeah, you guys leave and begin to make your way to the docks.
Cool.
As you approach the docks, you see a dwarf in full winter's clothing, arms crossed, sitting there tapping his foot. And as you come into eyesight, you guys notice that the lake around the creaking docks is frozen, forcing fishers to pull their rowboats up onto the ice. Standing between a pair of boats is a stout humanoid in cold weather clothing. A gray hood hides most of this humanoid's face, but you can make out a wide nose and a long frosty beard. The stout figure stamps their feet as he spots you and waves over. "Oh, good! You're here! Get to it, ingrates! The fish ain't gonna catch themselves!"
Sorry?
Don't. You should be sorry. Absolutely. I've been waiting for you for hours.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure who you are, friend.
I hired you last night to catch trout at the inn. We were playing the card game. It is no concern of mine. Just
What inn?
that's a good question.
The Grumpy Moose.
The taverns. At the Black Bearded Brother. We talked last night for hours.
Yeah, that wasn't.
I
I'll
think.
point to myself and be like, "You hired me?"
Yes, absolutely. It was on our 12th drink. You agreed to come fishing for me.
Well, what are you paying me?
Oh my god.
We've talked about this. 5 copper pieces for each trout you catch.
Yeah, I'm not that guy.
That is the price that we agreed upon. Come on, take
sorry,
Burly Ram, he points to one boat, and the Prong Goat, and he points to the other one. Inside these boats, you see 3 sets of tackle. And there's a odd-looking bite mark on the Prong Goat.
Whoa. Listen, I'm as apt to do a job as the next guy, but I won't do it under false pretenses. We're not people that you spoke with last night. We stayed at a different inn.
Well, I guess I'm not terribly concerned. Look, time is better spent angling than yapping. Why don't you get yourselves in these boats and catch me some fish?
Why don't you tell us what this bite mark is about, and maybe you could pay us for solving that problem instead.
That's... Hold on. Don't you see? There's bloody ice everywhere. The last crew was apparently born with pits for eyes because they sailed right into damned ice floes. I ain't gonna get around to it repairing the gun wall just yet, but she floats just fine.
Odd.
Can I check over the boats and see if they do, in fact, float just fine?
Yeah. I mean, you push it off the ice into the water. I mean, it doesn't take much at all, especially with your strength. You just push it into the water and it seems to float absolutely fine.
Are you Dockmaster Grisnick?
Yes, Grisnick, how do I say his name? All these names are fuck. Barrel boar.
Barrel like the
Barrel
mill.
boar.
Barrel boar.
BERYLBORE.
Yeah. So not barrel like a barrel, but barrel like the
A barrel.
Stone. Yeah.
It's Baril Biore.
And as he's like gesturing towards you, kind of braiding guys a bit, some of you would hear footsteps approach on the creaky dock as another figure covered head and toe in cold weather clothing has joined you. This figure wags a gloved finger at the frosty bearded dwarf. You have no honor, barrel boar! This newcomer yells, pulling down a woolen muffler to reveal a pale half-elven face. You're sending these innocent people to their deaths, and for what? A few fish? And Grisnick says, pay no mind to this rambling fool. Ah! Did you tell them about the monster? Retorts the half-elf. Grisnick says, just go catch the fish. And he stomps off towards another dock, about 30, 40 feet. Yeah.
Does this other person stay?
Yeah.
What was the name that he called out just then when they were talking?
He called out.
There was one.
He called out his name. The elf did.
Oh, so we didn't catch. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Well,
oh,
ahead.
sorry. Good.
nope, you're good.
No, you were talking. Sorry.
Okay. So yeah, I would just approach, or I guess I would turn to this other person and say like, hey, so yeah, about this monster. Do you want to talk to us a little more about that?
She lets out a heavy sigh, or they let out a heavy sigh and says, I'm getting the feeling Grisnick doesn't like me very much, or anyone who steps between him and the gold swimming in this lake. I'm Tolly. I'm studying the local animal life here in Icewind Dale. I just couldn't stay silent and watch another crew fall victim to the monster of Mayor oh my god, these words. Mayor Dualdon. Dualdon? Dualdon. Thank you. That is exactly it. Says the pronunciation chart. There's a pronunciation chart. That's how fucked these names are.
I think that they're Celtic inspired, it looks like.
Oh, cool. I can't watch another crew fall victim to the monster of Mayor Dualdon. They extend a hand and go to shake. The name's Tali.
You've seen people be eaten by this monster?
No, but the last crew that had these boats went out and they were attacked, and these boats returned without the crew in it. I'm sure they've sunk to the bottom of the lake. There's a creature. Some people say it's the size of sea cows. Some say it's as big as a house. Scaly features, long-nated neck, reptilian type exterior. And she holds out a journal and extends it to Slagan, because you spoke last. If you can jot down just a little bit of information, its appearance, its behavior, and report it back to me, it'll help me better understand it and maybe broker a peace. And they kind of look up and hold their fists. A peace between animal and human.
Well, before we take on any task, we need to broker a deal between your money and my coin purse.
Taking the journal back and like sliding it back into their jacket. I have no gold to offer. I'm sorry. I at least wanted to warn you about the monster.
Was there a bounty on this thing at all? I assume we'd be helping out the town, broker peace and all of that, if we took care of it for you all.
I mean, you would have my gratitude and for the research, and I'm sure the gratitude of the town if you're to complete the task. I have no money or funds.
Well,
It's like a knife. I don't know. I don't know that this place is going to be a very lucrative one. It seems very much like good meat in my brain, where they don't really have a lot to offer. But personally, now that we're here, the only money that it sounds like you're going to earn is on that lake fishing, and maybe you'll get to fight a vicious monster while you're at it.
I would like to lend my assistance if possible. I'm
We can
interested
always-
about this creature.
Sell monster parts.
She takes out the journal and extends it to Isaac, then says, I can't offer you much other than my gratitude, but if you do go on the lake, write down any information you learn about the nature of this creature. If we know what's out there, the people of Bremen would be much safer for it. And, well, it bears the potential to be awfully interesting.
Interesting. Okay.
And then she points out that she's like, the size of the creature, any physical attributes, and any general nature behaviors that it displays. After a little bit of time, you see Grisnik kind of walk back over, and he says, well, you gonna get to work?
Sure.
Yeah, so
some description.
What'd you say, Slagan?
Yeah, of some description.
Of some description. So this isn't what Ullian asks. I'm asking if I recall the rate that he said that was agreed upon before.
Did you write it down?
5
I think it
copper
was
per
5 copper
fish.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
I thought it was
so
6 copper per fish.
I was just about to say, I was like, so Alien was gonna do the thing where he was gonna be like, okay, so the 10 copper per fish, right? That's what we talked about last night after the 11th drink, I think it was.
Okay. Give me a deception roll.
Okay. A big fat deception roll because we literally talked about how I wasn't in that deception +4 on my 17 is 21. And he buys it.
He looks at you, froze his brow from what you can see with all this winter clothing, and goes, "That's twice what I pay anyone else. No. There must have been a misunderstanding.
Wow, you were just talking to me about how, like, a word given during drink is a word that must be honored or something. I remember something like that. This is.
Yeah, I heard that too.
You just told me you weren't there, though.
I woke up a little tipsy as well. I couldn't really recall which inn I'd ended in at the end of the night, to be quite honest. But yeah, I distinctly remember being at the
No one help him.
there.
No one help him.
Oh, sorry.
I'm rolling for this now.
Intelligence check.
Okay, that's 16.
16. Roll a d5 or roll a d6 for me.
Damn it. 3.
3. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. The river's mouth.
I distinctly remember being at the river's mouth whenever the clock struck 11:45 and we were talking about going out on the lake the next day.
Do any of you speak Dorvish?
Yes.
So Isaac, you hear him cursing in Dorvish, saying, "These no good fucking liars! I can't work with people like this. These pieces of shit. I hope they freeze out there and die."
Damn.
As he walks off.
Jesus.
Fucking Christ almighty.
Never mind. If he's walking away, never mind.
Yeah, he just walks away.
Yeah, your lie. He did not believe you. I don't know if you could tell that.
Sorry, give me a second. Sorry about that.
All good.
Well, this is unfortunate. I guess we're not going to be paid necessarily for our time here. I'm still interested in these creatures, but I'm not going to send us in a direction that the rest of the group doesn't really want to go to. I'm not that interested.
I mean, I want to maybe kill whatever this water snake thing he was describing was. So,
I bet you this guy's not in a position to refuse payment if we decide to go out there and fish anyway, to be honest.
I feel, well, that's probably true that he would pay us for the trout, but I doubt he would really compensate us for the monster. He'll probably just
No,
kind of...
I didn't think he would. But I'm just saying, if we want to bring some fishing gear, we might as well.
if it's as rare as they say, like if this is truly something they haven't seen before, then I'm sure we could find somebody to buy parts of it. Probably.
Or yeah,
Perhaps.
yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
sounds like the half elf didn't want us killing it, but I mean, having physical pieces to examine. Would be
I don't think the half elf thinks that we can kill it. I don't know about wanted us to kill it. I think the idea behind.
They were referring to making peace with this creature, but I see what you mean.
If it wants to come quietly, I'm okay with that too.
That never ends up very well, but let's see what we can do. It sounds like he's okay with us taking the boat, perhaps.
Yeah, we can just take the boats.
Yeah, I guess so. We're starting to get into the boat and be like, okay, we're gonna go get some fish now.
Is there fishing gear on it?
Yeah, there's
there
3
was.
sets
Okay.
in each boat.
Okay.
He just throws his hands up and he says, "About time! You're late." Kyle, roll D4 for me.
You fall off the boat.
Peace.
2. Okay. So there's 2 boats. As you guys kind of mess around with the different configurations, long story short, all 4 of you are able to get in the boat at once if you like, or you can split up. How would you guys like to do this? And there's 2 boats. Each of them have names on the side.
Names. What are the names?
I already said it once, but I will find it again. Where is it? Scroll. So Burly Ram and the Pronged Goat. The Pronged Goat is the one with that is like missing a chunk of it.
That's right.
So do you guys know how to use these?
Are any of you proficient in water vehicles?
I am.
Negative Ghost Rider.
Yes.
Okay.
Nope.
It might be safer to take 2 boats, but I don't know if any of the rest of us are able to navigate these.
So I mean, they're fairly simple, like rowboats. Any of you could easily do it, but being skilled in it, I mean, will come into play. So, but I mean, it's just for meta knowledge. It's the difference between adding your proficiency and not.
I see.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm taking this boat.
Do
Which
we want
one?
to split up in case
The one
creature destroys one?
Yeah,
that
I think
has the
probably
bite in
taking
it.
both
Okay.
boats is probably a good idea.
All right, so he took Pronged Goat, so I'll hop in Burly Ram, and right before I do, who's going with? Actually, Slagan here. Do you want to have the healing spell should anything happen on your boat?
No, I don't want to have responsibility for that.
All right, who's going with Slagan,
Wow.
and would you be interested with that?
I'll go with him.
So want another tattoo?
Tat me up.
What do you want it to look like?
Frog.
All right. I touch the needle to his hand, and it turns into a frog. What's your command word?
Ribbit.
That's awesome.
It is done.
It has been done.
I hop in the other boat.
Awesome. So Burly Ram. So Isaac and Alian, you're in the Burly Ram. Slag and Wilfred, you are in the Pronged Goat. So Slag and I assume is driving the Pronged Goat. Isaac and Alian, which of you two are taking the Burly Ram?
I would probably drive it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd be like, I don't know how to work this crap.
Hey, Wilfred, come over here and stand next to this bite mark real quick.
Oh, okay.
How big is this bite mark compared to my little gnome friend?
Oh God, that's a good question.
Bigger
And-
than his
That's a
whole
really good
body.
question,
Oh
actually.
no!
It is more than half the size.
All right. So be careful not to be bitten in half.
Like he stands. Well, okay, hold on. Let me think about this. He stands next to it. He probably stands above it a bit. You see bite marks that go down to like where his ankles are.
Oh,
Yeah, but I mean his
be
head's
careful
like
not to be swallowed
above.
whole.
His head's above the thing, so you imagine that the mouth clamped down. You know, there's some adjusting there.
but wide enough that a little gnome body could slide down his gullet.
Mm-hmm. All right. So
Open up your throat hole.
Oh, no.
let's see here.
Graphic.
It's like when you do a shot.
Slagan, write down 36 HP on your boat.
okay.
Isaac, write down 50.
Okay.
Nice. I like that.
And I need both of you to make wisdom checks. And Slagan, add your proficiency. And I need you to do this. Kyle rolled a 2, so a total of 3 times. So each of you give me your first one, and then we'll go through it.
Wisdom?
Wisdom check.
I was hoping it was intelligence.
Too bad.
Well, that's pretty good, actually.
That's real bad. Oh no!
Oh boy. Oh boy.
So go ahead and call it out when you get it.
336.
Dirty 20.
Okay. So an ice flow, a big chunk of ice is like begins kind of flowing down towards your boat, Slagan. You back pedal and row so that you slow down and it passes you, but Isaac, you can't see over Slagan's big ass body, and you continue going, and this giant ice flow just rams into the side of you and dents some of your wood. Your boat takes 3 damage.
Okay.
So you guys will roll again for me.
Worse, considerably. 9.
4.
Okay. Both of you, as you continue along, you guys are probably running for another like 5 minutes or so, and this small ice flow is like right between you guys, and you guys begin to go around it as Wilfred and Alian take their a spare oar and kind of push different ice barges off to give you guys room. And as you do, you hear shifting. It looks like these two ice flows were actually holding down a larger one that bobs greatly in between you two and rocking your boats, separating you two for a moment, but scratching the underhull of it. Both of your boats take 6 damage.
Oh god.
Jesus.
Give me one more wisdom.
Oh my god.
Okay.
2?
Christ, man.
Slag.
15.
I'm not a wisdom person.
That's a good thing you got the boat that was healthier.
So Slagan, you there's just like it's pretty open. This is like the most open as you guys feel like you're kind of getting to an area where you see some fishermen, a few other boats out away a bit. You see them fishing in their own spots, huddled up in their own furs and whatnot. And you guys see this just one ice floe just in the middle. And Slagan, you begin to, pedal your left oar. You rotate a bit and then you power forward. And Isaac, you're just like pedaling, and Alien's like, there's a ice flow. What are you gonna turn?
Ice.
You take four damage as you just ram straight into this ice flow.
Why didn't you say anything?
I can't see where I'm going.
That's so funny. So in the future, when that stuff happens, I think I'm just gonna say you fail and you guys talk the scene out. Just make up whatever, and that way you guys can talk more, because I feel like I'm talking a whole bunch. And that's where we're actually going to pause this week. I got to do a little bit of reading. This is a big little. It's a big section, just with a lot of possibilities. So I just need to know it so I can flow a little bit better. And it is very late. So
Be honest, just keep the part where we kill it. I mean, just kidding.
I'm glad you actually brought that up. So this is just an example. Those goblins, you didn't have to kill them. There's multiple ways to skin the cat, whatever. And that's very prevalent
Let's be honest.
This entire
adventure in our group.
Fair enough.
Everything's gonna die.
Fair enough.
They opened fire on us.
We're not trying.
No, they didn't. You guys snuck up on them.
Yes, no, they pointed at us and then without another word shot arrows at us.
It's true. That is true.
Is that what
That
happened?
is what happened.
Oh.
Yeah, that is what happened.
Okay.
We were talking about.
You were sneaking up though.
We were sneaking up, but we were pretty far back still. We were just checking them out, and then I think our plan was that we were gonna have Alien impersonate one, right?
Yep. And then I rolled a 2 on stealth while I was carrying.
That's right, Wilfred.
Wilfred.
That's right. Yeah.
And they were like, and we're like,
They
well,
were
I
like-
should fucking kill him.
I guess we're in battle now.
Yeah.
Cool.
Anyway.
All right. Well, we will pick that up next week.
Wicked.